So today we are talking about know your rights.
Face to face, now the real matters. We dey talk with the young things where they touch you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Face to Face TV today. Live here today, we are going to talk about something that affects the lives of every common Nigerian out there, and that is knowing your rights. Know your rights. How many of us know our rights? How many of us know the right thing and wrong thing to do? Your perception and imagination can never put you, vindicated out there. You must have to know exactly what you need to do and what you don't need to do. And as the saying goes, you must have to put yourself out of trouble so that you have, lesser chance of being, prosecuted. And with me today is a very, very young lawyer, someone who has really paid her dues in the four walls of the university to study law. I know very soon she'll be called to bar. Please, not that bar that Abraham Lincoln talked about. We're talking about Nigerian Bar Association. She's no other person than Amaka Janeth Oginye. Amaka Janeth Oginye, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And Amaka Janeth Oginye is popularly known as lawyer na-apu and the CEO of Everything Legal. Everything Legal, we are glad to have you here today. Please, could you introduce yourself?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Amaka Janeth. Amaka Janeth for short. And I'm popularly known and addressed as lawyer na-apu. I'm the founder of Everything Legal. And I must say it's an honor, it's a pleasure being here this morning and connecting with you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Please, where are you from?
I'm from Abia State. I'm from a place called Nenu in Obingwa local government of Abia State.
Wow, that's great. So walk us through your academic process. How did you get to find yourself in the law class, and how far have you gone?
Okay, originally I would say I am not part of those persons who dreamt of studying law. I didn't have that in plan from day one. I've always wanted to be in the military. I don't know why, but I just love military. So
Wanted to be shooting us gun.
I just wanted to be in the military, so it was more like a dream that we were nurturing. Bought forms the first time, the whole NDA something,
Wow.
you buy form. I left secondary school sometime 2014. We are buying from 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. So I felt like the military, they were too proud to take me, so I didn't want to buy from again. And if you check, there's no other, I think this is not sounding insulting rather, but then there's no other reasonable course to do in Nigeria today. Aside from the whole medical and engineering, so far as you're an art student, I don't think there's another course that is worth it, that is worth the time other than law. That was why
that is to you.
Yes.
That is to you, okay.
But
Because people also do well in business administrations. Others do well in the banking sector.
Yeah.
Others do well in accountancy and all that. Are you getting me? Yeah. So I stand to disagree with you on this. So, but if it is your personal opinion and according to what you want to be in life, I agree. So continue.
So I just checked all these things and I felt like, okay, let's do law and see how it goes. So I applied for law. That was JAMB, and my JAMB was around 251 then. And then JAMB cancelled the exam then 2017. I was like, yeah, this one that I try, then I cancelled it. So they gave me another date and I wrote and I got, I think, 274. I was happy that they cancelled the first one. So I had to go to ABSU, the whole post-UTME and all that. And lo and behold, it was my first trial of putting ABSU and I got law. I was like, okay, maybe God has a hand in this whole law thing and not the military. That was how I started doing law in ABSU 2017. So we did law 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. 2021, 2022, the whole COVID. I was supposed to sign out 2022, but then the COVID and the strike, I signed out 2023. I think that was around March 2023. And then, by the mercy of the Lord, I've been to the Nigerian Law School. I was in Yenegoa campus last year. So we signed out last year. So we are awaiting call to bar. I am actually part of the backlog set that went to law school. So we are waiting call to bar.
Wow, that's great. That's so great. So when do you anticipate your call to bar will come up?
We are hoping November, so hopefully, except if the Council of Legal Education has other plans, but then we keep our hopes alive.
And by then I'll be now able to answer you, my lord. That is great, that is great. So you can see here on Face to Face TV, we have reasonable men and women of timber and caliber. We are bringing the best brains together to ensure that we keep the ball rolling, to help to make sure that we address your needs out there. Because what we want to achieve is to solve problems that ordinarily people could not have access to. And that is why we are providing this platform so as to for people to freely access those good practices we are bringing on the table. So many doctors have been here. They taught people what they're supposed to know. Some lawyers have been here as well. Barrister Emperor Bonna used to come here as well. Some medical professionals and every other person, that have been here. Some lecturers have been here. So we are continuing to ensure that we address certain challenges that the common man outside there is facing, especially those who do not have who will speak for them. So everything legal, we want to briefly talk about this everything legal. What inspired you to found this everything legal?
Okay, so sometime and when I was still in school, I like people who are camera bold. When we say people who can sit in front of the camera and say things, I used to admire them. I was not the camera person. So my pastor sold the idea to me. Why not start something online? At least it's not going to cost you anything. You have a phone, you can talk, you have mouth, you can talk. Put your camera, sit down, educate people on law. What do you think? And I'm like, So I started giving it a trial and it's been going fine. So I thought of a name. Then I was answering lawyer na-apu. That was what people know me as in school, lawyer na-apu. So I thought of
a na-apu truly. Okay, continue.
So I thought of a name that would be befitting enough. So we decided to give it a name, Everything Legal. It was not a name at first, it was just a tag. So we come online and we talk about everything legal. So that was how the name came about.
Okay, and what do you seek to achieve with everything legal?
What we seek to achieve is very simple. Bringing the law to the common man. So there are some persons who cannot access the law as it is. People who don't have access to all this, to the law, let's just say it like that. But then everybody in Nigeria, literally, and outside Nigeria, have access to data and mobile phones. Everybody has access to social media. So if we bring law to the people through social media, they can have access and they know that, okay, some of these things I'm doing is not right. I'm supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do this. Because there are some people who feel like they can do things, they don't even know that what they are doing is wrong. Now, sometimes something trended online, people can come online and defame another person, then use the word allegedly. So you come online, you put your camera, you sit down, and you're literally saying lies, things that are untrue.
Using allegedly to cover up.
And then you are using the word allegedly. And then you feel like nothing is going to happen, I used allegedly. The truth of the matter is that if that person has your time, if the person decides to, okay, let me pursue this thing and know what you can do, the person will deal with you. Because allegedly does not save you from suits when you lie against somebody else. So some persons, they don't really know these things. So we seek to bring law closer to the common man through everything legal.
That's great. That's great. That is to say that everything legal will break down to your understanding the law. Everything legal seeks to interpret the law to your understanding. In fact, I don't know how many. I've not even have access to the original copy of the Nigerian Constitution. I mean the copy, the hard copy. I've read some sections, maybe through the online and all that. I get it. So most of our lives now depend on online. I want to say this greater percentage of our time now depends on online. So anything you're doing and you're pushing it out there online, know it that is going to go well with people, because people don't bend down and read hard copies again now. And especially when you break it down in pieces, in parts, try, it's not as bulky as it is. Nobody can be able to digest it at that same time, apart from you guys who have gone to the university to study it. You understand? So that is what Everything Legal seeks to achieve, and we are offering face-to-face TV as a platform to write and also push it out there. So today we are talking about know your right. Know your right. Can you briefly tell us what it means for someone to know and defend his rights?
So when we say know your rights, first of all, on the issue of rights, fundamental human rights in Nigeria, you can find that in the Constitution, from Section 33 of the Constitution to Section 43 of the Constitution, Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended. That's where the legislature, that's where they had to put down the constitutions for you to know your rights, know things that you are supposed to do and things you're not supposed to do. So knowing your rights generally as a Nigerian citizen is knowing that, okay, you are a Nigerian and there's some things that, more like there's some benefits of being a Nigerian. There's some rights that are accrued to you, courtesy of you being a Nigerian. So, and those rights can be found in the Nigerian Constitution as amended.
Okay. So, are there some people today whose rights are trampled upon?
Yes.
So how can you, with Everything Legal, help protect those ones?
Okay, first thing first is knowing your rights and knowing when your right is being trampled upon. There's some persons around that don't even know their rights. So even if their rights is being trampled upon, they don't even know that, okay,
people can even match it, bury it, and they don't know.
And they don't know. They don't know because they don't feel like they are qualified enough to have that kind of right. Okay, and the first on the list, according to Section 33 of the Constitution, is right to life. Although there are exceptions to these rights, but just to know that as a Nigerian citizen, you have the right to be alive, you have the right to live. Although when I said there are exceptions, there are things that you do and your life is being taken from you. But before we get to those exceptions, just know that you have right to life. That's the first thing on the list. And then secondly, you have right to dignity of human person.
Okay.
You have right to dignity.
Like I'm supposed to feel like a big man.
Yes.
Okay.
You have right to dignity. And then you have right to personal liberty. You have right to belong to any association you want and right not to belong to either association. You have right to fair hearing. You have right to, this issue of fair hearing is where people's rights tend to be trampled upon and they don't know. You have right to talk and we'll listen to you. That's fair hearing. So if you have a fallout with someone else and then you guys go to court, you have right to air your own view as much as the person has right to air his or her own view. So when we talk about issue of fair hearing, there are two clauses under this issue. And the first thing is nemo judes in causa sua.
Sorry?
Nemo judes.
Where are you taking me to? You're taking me to where I don't know. Please explain.
So these are more like the two pillars of justice. We call it twin pillars of justice in law. Okay, and it's a Latin maxim.
Okay.
The first is nemo judes in causa sua. That's here the other party, right?
Okay.
And then the next is other iterum partem. No. Yes, you cannot be a judge in your own case. So these are more like the two twin pillars of justice. You hear the other party and then you cannot
decide
be
your
a
case.
Judge in your own case.
Yeah.
So if you have a fallout with somebody and the person takes you to court, the person that takes you to court cannot be the judge. So, and then the court is bound to hear the both of you out and then decides on its own on what to do. So these are like the rights that you have as a Nigerian citizen. So you also have right to private and family life.
Okay.
You can decide to live a private life in Nigeria and you don't want anybody to know about you, you just want to stay, you don't want to bring your life online. You can decide, it's your right to private life and family life.
And when one does without your permission, it becomes an issue.
Yes, it becomes a breach of your rights.
Yeah.
You know, majority of these content creators these days tend to like walk on the road and randomly take pictures and videos of people without their consent. That is wrong. Okay, if you do that to someone who is very much aware of his or her rights, the person can sue you and you are liable if the person sues you. So you also have right to peaceful assembly and association. Like I said earlier, you have right to join any association, worship in any church you want, decide to live. You decide not to worship anywhere, it's your right.
Or you can decide to worship anything.
It's your right in Nigeria. You also have right to freedom of movement. You can decide to wake up now and start walking around the whole Nigeria. It's your right. Although there are exceptions to this right, but the main thing on the list is that you have that right. So when we get to the exception, we talk about it. So you have that right to walk around and nobody will ask you, why are you carrying your bag from here to here? Can you not step? No, it's your right. So you have right to acquire and own immovable properties in Nigeria. You have right to buy landed property.
Anywhere, even if it's in Borno.
Yes. As much as the person that owns the land is willing to sell, you have the right to buy movable and immovable properties in Nigeria. So you also have compulsory acquisition of property. It's also your right. So majority of these rights, some people do not know about it. So that's why when their rights are being trampled upon, they don't even know how to defend themselves. They don't even know how to react to it.
Thank you so very much. I know a whole lot is embedded in what you've just said. Each of these things she said can take us more than 4 days to talk about. I believe this. Each of these things she said, she mentioned, each of these rights can take us more than 4 days to talk about. Okay, let me bring this particular case. You know the case of Bella, the very famous TikToker, you know, who needed a photographer, and he came online, met some mouth, you know. It is said that he did not go to school, and people always say he can't speak correct English, and he just came out to, you know, ridicule education, you know, unquote. Then he said he's looking for a photographer who pay the person 500,000 naira, and the person must be a master degree holder. So after 2 days, he now conducted an interview where he streamed and you know, recorded the interview process, also in the process of ridiculing education. So a few days ago, we saw that people have taken him to court. So what do you think about this case? Truly, did he ridicule education, and did he violate the human rights of those people he recorded while interviewing them?
Okay, if I think I saw one of the suits, I saw a picture of one of the suits.
Okay.
The person was relying on section 34 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. And section 34 sub 1 of the Constitution, I'm going to read directly from the Constitution.
Okay.
It states that every individual is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person, and accordingly. That's subsection A. No person shall be subject to torture or to inhuman or degrading treatment. So you, as a Nigerian citizen, you are not expected to be subjected to torture or the degrading
or inhuman.
Yes, inhuman treatment. So now, if these persons feel like during the interview section they were degraded, their dignity of human person were degraded, they can sue. First thing first is that Bella called for an interview. He did not state that they were going to be streamed. I don't know. I did not see the video of the interview and all that. So I don't know whether he stated that they were going to be streamed online and all that. So if you feel like that was degrading and you were streamed, of course, everybody has a right to private life.
Yeah.
So the whole streaming means that the whole world was watching them, right? And they were not informed earlier. You can sue. So when I saw the suit, I was impressed. I was impressed, yes, because if they were not informed, you can sue up to the tune of that 500,000 that's supposed to be your salary or above. Yes, I think the suit was saying the person was suing to the tune of 500 million. Yes, because.
But is it possible?
It's possible because you are not informed you are coming to be in the face of everybody. You actually came for an interview, and the interview was not supposed to be streamed. But then everyone knows that Bella is a streamer and online. Yes, we know, but he did not state it that they were going to be streamed. So you can sue so that every
other person out there.
Yes, we know.
Also, correction.
Yes. Also, the rewards, alright, that the money he makes from the streaming can be shared accordingly with you because you are part of the content. If that's content,
even as it continues to trend.
Yeah, so even as it continues to trend.
Okay, but what if they demand he deletes that video?
Now, what if, even if he deletes the video, there are still other persons
who have already downloaded it? Yeah, okay.
So how many persons in Nigeria are going to delete their video? I might decide not to delete my own, it's my phone. Or maybe I will not even post it. But if you have access to my phone, you will see the video. So deleting the video at this point rather, I don't know. But you can demand he delete the video and he deletes the video. But someone else
must be in possession.
Can be in possession of the video and be trending the video. So it's better you demand for your own share. Since it's content that we are now doing, demand for your own share of the proceeds.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want us to go further because I can see that Amaka Janeth Oginye is very, very loaded. And after now, we are going to discuss certain things and we'll come back to let you know how we are going to run everything legal on Face-to-Face TV. Good to know you're there. Just keep your hands fixed on Face-to-Face TV. Go through our contents, share, like, and comment. Thank you so very much.
Face-to-face, now they read my thoughts. We talk with the young things for the touch.